Because again, if you join up with the system, they've got you. And they don't tell you all the terms and conditions of the agreement with this central bank digital currency bullshit or anything else that they could create money out of thin air, aka debt. And that's not me saying it. That's a bastard Mariner, well, what a name for a Federal Reserve chairman, Mariner S. Eccles in 1940. And he got asked, in the House Subcommittee on Banking and Finance about that. And he was asked, well, how do you, create all this money? And he said, in effect, we create it out of debt. We have the right to create it out of thin air. That has to go as quickly as possible. We get back to real cash, ideally gold and silver coin like we started out with for the first 130 years or so. That's even better because they can't create it. If, however, we're going to stay in this system, and this makes sense, people, think about it, and you'll learn more too about my materials that you can get. Send me an email, uwinningcourt@gmail.com. But we, with the government that we created, the position here is principal and agents. And yet, not only can our agents apparently create money out of debt, their agents in the Federal Reserve System can do the same thing. Agents of our agents can create money out of debt. Absolute zero. Now think about that, because if we're principals, and some of you are aware that there's a thing known as the Cestui Trust, a Treasury Department special account that we should have access to as the beneficiaries of our trust. We don't. If we get that, maybe the de facto government can do a lot of what it does, at least on paper, but they still can't force us to waive any creator endowed inalienable rights. And that's the U.S. Supreme Court saying that. This is the case with so much of what I do. Voluntary, knowing, and intelligent waiver of rights. Cases Johnson v. Zerps 304 U.S. 458. And these justices on the court now are well aware of it. They're doing almost miraculous things, and it's getting ready to get a whole lot better, as you'll learn in upcoming videos after we get the Sarkozy opinion tomorrow, which I think they're going to announce from the Fifth Circuit in Texas, and that could go a lot further than I thought it would at the beginning of this term of the Supreme Court. So we'll see how it plays out, and look for those new videos. And then me, also me an email, uwinningcourt@gmail.com for more information. But yeah, this is just how good this is getting. And we get back to that, or if we get access to our Cestui Trust as the beneficiaries, not the trustees, from what I hear, and I can't prove this, but there are people that I've been talking to, they've been doing it, some of them as long as I have, and they believe in that Cestui Trust, we have 9 figures to the left of the decimal point. Think about that one for a minute, because if the government can do on the one hand and say you have to have, the digital currency and all that, if we have access to our Cestui Trust Fund, what the hell is the problem? My goodness, at my age, I would barely even need 7 figures to the left of the decimal point, and maybe not that, for the rest of the life I have. And by the way, I'll be 76 later this year and in excellent health. Another God-given gift from upstairs, along with what I've been given, that I have this astounding gift. It is hard to even put it into words. But just like John Nash in a movie called A Beautiful Mind, I've got the ability. I have an a cappella expert witness command of 230 years of the Constitution, laws, and history of the United States. That's what they can't beat. And that's what I'm going to use to help you beat any situation that you're in. They don't know where to go and what to do, and they're right. We have the answers and we have the rights if you know what you're doing. So that said, send me an email, uwinningcourt@gmail.com. And the sooner we get back to gold and silver, and you want to get as much of that as you can in any event, because that always works. Even with the bolstered digital currency, You'll find people out there, and maybe you have friends that have it. You say, fine, let me give you some gold and silver, and you'll go on down to Safeway there and use your digital currency to get me some food. That always works. And that's what happened back in the 30s with Franklin D. Roosevelt. And they tried to take all the gold and silver away, and a lot of people were stupid enough to give it away because of the Depression of 1929, which you'll learn was created by guess who? The New York bankers and the Federal fucking Reserve System. And we don't want it to happen again, but we have the same rights now that we did 90 and 100 years ago. They haven't gone anywhere. You just have to realize who you are, what you have, and how to invoke them. For that information, send me an email, uincourt@gmail.com, and we'll have a lot to talk about here, especially with current events in the U.S. Supreme Court, and even better. And I thought the next term, when they come back in October, is going to be a lot better, and it's going to be. I'm not sure how far they're going to go, but by getting what this upcoming term after the election, ain't to be much freer to move into high gear with what they've been doing for the last 4 terms. That's what's so exciting here. We have a chance to get our nation and republic back. Federated Republican government of defined and limited powers ordained and established by those racist framers, Inc., and get rid of today's elective despotism. We'll be talking more about that on upcoming videos as well. But that said, remember to subscribe, tell your friends, get the word out. The sooner we take action, the sooner we turn this around. And that's better for you, your children, and your posterity. Exactly what those framers tried to do in ordaining and establishing this Constitution. So that said, subscribe, tell your friends, get the word out, and more videos coming up. Thank you.